Welcome, everyone, to the Lord Shank Stock Car Series. We are back for our first race of the season. It is the Lord Shank 500. We're here for qualifying for this beautiful event today. And as you could tell, this music's a bit of a throwback. Downloaded it from bensound.com. Shout out to those guys. And before we get into this, I'd like to thank everyone for supporting me along the way. And without further ado, let's get into qualifying. Now, before we get started, I would like to clarify one thing. Our qualifying is card qualifying, time-based. Only 36 cars can make the field. Absolutely only 36 cars can make the field. So there'll be segments of 12. If you fail to finish your lap in these duels going against people, you are out. So let's get into the action. Alright, let's take a look at our first two drivers. That is Fred Rivers and Tyler Bloodfish. Tyler Bloodfish winning that lap there. Next is Lucky Jackson and Paul Turner. Team Headstrong there. See here. Lucky Jackson beats him out pretty easily. Up next, that is Tom Tucker and Chef Squid. Tom Tucker for Sigma Racing, Chef Squid for HSL. Up next, that is Matthew Harding and Marky Mark. Matthew Harding, bad DNQ for him. Up next, that is Skeet, and I believe that's Karate Joe. Karate Joe, fast as. Alright, up next, that is Bear Mackay and Ezekiel Myers. Bear Mackay, our all-time wins leader. Up next, that is John. And 999 Jazzy. 999 Jazzy. Horrible lap for him. And up next, that is Big Man Nandy and Jack Warren. Jack Warren flies right through. It's not good for him. I believe that's Julian going up against Warburton. Warburton, the much heavier car, will get past him. Up next, there's Tristan Racewelski. Tristan Racewelski beating out the Team Headstrong car. Next, there's Bill Elliott and Mohawk. And there's Ragtag Jim going up against Kyle Petty. Honestly, if Kyle Petty beat him, he's not doing too well. There's Skid Matt and Lewis Nips. Lewis Nips a fast car. No match for Skid Matt. Up next is Khabib and Triple B. Khabib driving for my good friend Sebastian. Does not make it. Up next there's Jimbo Rockford. And the 33 of, I believe that's JJ Smooth or Huff. Up next, Kyle Petty going to beat out Dave Blaney. And there's Todd Bodine going up against Carl Recco. Up next is Vinny, Nightlife, and Cupcake. Vinny Nightlife doing a great job there. Up next is Lewis M. and James Clayman. Lewis M. Or DNQ, that's a big one. Ericsson and Lord Shank up next. Lord Shank will beat him. Ericsson will DNQ. Oh, it's now Dave Blaney, and that's Demarius, I believe. Oh, I think that could be Julius Jr. Then, there goes Harry Hoon over Derek Pitts. And we got Fred Rivers and Donald Mixbladge. Donald beating him. Alrighty, up next is Misty G and Tony Clayman. Tony Clayman going to beat out Misty G. Burt Buzzard and Stormtrooperson. Stormtrooperson passing Burt Buzzard at the last second. We got Johnny Rotten and Crazy Ruby. Not much Johnny could do. Eckhard Way and Gator McCluskey. Gator just beating him out. Shane Miller and Gaza. Go Gaza. Sorry, Shane. And there's Jeff Bodine, and that is JJ Smooth. That's now him. Lewis M going to beat out Nigel Carbonator. There is Coffee Tart and The Fridge. The Fridge got to pass Coffee Tart. Coffee Tart will DNQ. Oh no, that's rough for him. Sticking Car Pile going to beat out Pad Pad. Ronald McSpledge and Tex Walker Jr. up next. Neither of them will qualify. That sucks for them. Mr. Satire versus Lady of Mist. Mr. Satire going to beat him out. There's your last season's champion, Mark Martin. Up next, that is Blaze Thunderstruck He's going to beat out good old Lord Raymond, I believe. Po Boy beats out Viking King 2005. Now it's Garrison Hart versus Dave Marcus. Dave Marcus, one of the fastest cars in the series, just never qualifies. There goes Julian. I keep on forgetting which one's which with the old Tarblooders team there. Julius Harris Sr. though, I know him. He's going to beat out Greg Biffle. Wendell Scott will beat out Jeff Bodine. No, that's not Jeff Bodine, that's Earl. Cody Myers going to have a good time there. Terry Labonte will take that lap there. Ego versus Lake Speed. I'm sorry guys, I'm all over the place. Doing this as fast as possible. Agron versus John Andretti. Agron goes for a huge spin. Skid Mark versus the 99 of Giles Hemme. 66, sorry. Bruce McSparren and JD McDuffie. JD McDuffie got to fly past him. There's Gale Force. And nothing the Bodines could do. And last but not least, that's Jimmy Sterling. And he's going to make it. Alrighty, sorry that I'm all over the place, everyone. I'm trying to get everything sorted out. We're trying to go as quick as we can. But that was the end of the first round of qualifying. Anyone who did not make the end of that lap, DNQ'd. We only have 36 spots available. So there's groups of 12. So what we have now is we have the next group. Those cars are going to be going for the pole and the mid-pack. Basically, any of them that fail to finish that lap will all get put in another group. They will then have to race their way in for the final 12 spots to make up 36 cars. So they'll be the front of the pack, the middle of the pack, and the back of the pack. And then anyone else who flips or anything like that will not qualify. You'll see how it goes. I know it's very confusing. It's very confusing for me to work this all out and try and explain it as quickly as possible, because I'm trying to remember from back when I filmed it. But then after that, we will do the cards. There'll be the cards drawn for each of those packs. Anyone who's got a Joker, anyone who's got an Ace gets priority over anything. Joker is an instant front, instant lead of that pack. So that's a lot of good things for a lot of good people. So from here on out, this is second round. Hope you enjoy it. We'll then move on to that action. Alrighty, first up is Ricardo Roberto and Stormtrooperson. And up next, that is Jeff Bodine and Triple B. Jeff Bodine going to beat out Triple B there. Up next is Wendell Scott and Lewis Nips. Wendell blocking himself. What a big block of the century. Jimmy Sterling versus Warburton. Well, not too good for Jimmy. Lord Shank and Mr. Satow. Lord Shank going to beat out Mr. Satow. Up next, there's Karate Joe and Jimbo Rockford. Jimbo Rockford going to beat him out. Oh, there's the hand. Tony Clayman and that's I believe that's Demarius. I gotta remember those guys' names right. Vinny Nightlife and the man himself, Blaze Thunderstruck. Good friends those guys are. Marky Mart and Gaza. Gaza beating out Marky Mart. Tom Tucker. Oh, he's going to get around Harry Hoon, the veteran. Jack Warren and JD McDuffie. McDuffie beats him out. Mark Martin and Gale Force. Gale Force going to beat up Mark Martin. Oh man, some of these former champions not doing too well. And James Clayman beats that Crazy Ruby. No surprise there from good old Dave Marcus. Carl Recco going to spin Julius Sr. around. Giles Hemme and Richard Petty up next. Giles is just going to sit comfortably behind him. Tyler Bloodfish and Kane Black. Kane Black just not fast enough. John Andretti and our all-time wins leader, Bear Mackay. There's Cody Myers and Donald McSpladge. Cody going to beat him out. That's interesting. John and Gator McCluskey. Gator McCluskey beats out John. Lucky Jackson and the 5 of Terry Labonte. Not good for him. Bill Elliott and Ego. Ego just beating out I think he just lost them to him, actually. And the Fridge and Ragtag Jim both failed to finish that lap. They'll have to race their way in. Tristan Racewelski, he's going to win. And up next is Sticking Car Pile. He's going to run all by himself. Alrighty, from here on out, whoever wins this will go into the draw for the pole. Whoever loses this will go in the draw for the mid-pack. Jeff Bodine and Ricardo Roberto. Oh, Jeff Bodine going to hold him off. And there's going to be Wendell Scott and Ward Burton. Wendell Scott going to go in the draw for the pole. There goes Jimbo Rockford and Lord Shank. Come on, Lord Shank, you can do this. To be expected. I didn't expect him to do well. Tony Clayman and Blaze Thunderstruck. Blaze going to go for a spin. Tom Tucker and Gaza. Tom Tucker, he's going to go on the draw for a pole in his very first race. Gale Force and JD McDuffie up next. He holds him off. And there is the fastest car, Dave Marcus and James Clayman. But not fast enough as James just blocks him. Richard Petty and Carl Recco. Richard Petty going to hold off Carl. There goes Tyler Bloodfish and John Andretti. Gator McCluskey and Cody Myers. Cody going to try and pull off the upset. He's a stock. But he's not fast enough for Gator. And there goes Ego and Lucky Jackson. Ego going to get around Lucky. Lucky not too lucky there. And last but not least, there's Sticking Car Pile and Tristan Racewelski. Alright, here's our first last chance qualifier. Only the top 3 of each of the last chance qualifiers will be able to make it in. So on our front row, that is Marky Mart and Vinny Nightlife. Behind them, that is Julian or Demarius, I gotta remember, and Karate Joe. Behind them, that is the 4 of Jimmy Sterling and Mr. Satow. Let's see who makes it. Don't think that was Karate Joe either. And there we go. The 12 car will be the last one to make it out of those guys. Alrighty. Up next, that's either Julian or Demarius, or I think that one's actually Demarius. Next to him is Ragtag Jim. I'm very sorry, Julius Harris Sr. I need to remember who they are. I just cannot remember their names off the fly at the moment. I can remember everyone else but them, as well as the Puffs Racing's guys. They're not known to me just yet. They're still in my head. Anyway, next to him is Ragtag Jim, the Fridge and Giles Hemi in that second row, and Kane Black and Julius Harris Sr. in the top row. I know that's Senior in the top row. Let's see how they go. Oh, I think Julius Harris Sr. just made it in with one of his teammates letting him through. Talking so much, we went to the next segment. Alright, up next is Bill Elliott and John. Behind them, that is the former series champion, Mark Martin. He really needs to race his way in. Next to him is his teammate, Terry Labonte. Behind them, that is Po Boys Racing's very own Po Boy and Crazy Ruby. They only have 1 lap to do this. I am talking way too much. I'm out of breath while I'm doing this. But we are so close to the end. And I need to get this video out there really quick because I want to get this race underway. This season must be started. And I'm sorry if I've confused everyone else so much. But I'm so glad we're back. I'm so hyped. I want to get this out. I want to get this out as quickly as possible. I'm also using a new editing program. And it's really confusing for me. So here we go. Let's get them underway. Oh my. And Mark Martin and John will make it. That's awesome. Alright, and now, here we go. The last chance qualifier of the day. Bear Mackay and Harry Hoon will lead it off, with Donald McSpladge and Triple B behind them. Behind them is Storm Trooperson and Jack Warren, and Lewis Nips at that awkward tail end. Very odd to see Lieutenants and Stormtroopers back here after the show they put on there in the last mini-season we did. They were the fastest cars of that mini-season. Guess that was a bit of a flash in the pan moment. Had me and HSL thinking that those guys might be really well, but before everything happened, then we've restarted the season. So we had all that, but we're finally back. And all right, here we go, the final segment. Alrighty, now it's time to draw the cards. These are the cards for the poll. We see Jimbo Rockford, he's got a Joker. That's immediately going to jettison him to the front row. That's him on the pole, I believe. We see an ace there for Tony Clayman. Tyler Bloodfish also with a Joker. So Tristan Racewellski's drawn a Jack of Spades, I believe. So these guys all condensed to the front 12, by the way. And then we have the mid-pack. And these guys are your middle 12. I see Lord Shank with an ace. Blaze Thunderstruck has the Joker in that one. So that's going to jettison him to the front car in the middle of the pack for the top 12. So I believe that may get him in segment 1. Carl Recco not doing good at all. So sticking Carpile. It is sticking Carpile's first race. So that's good. Ward Burton draws a king. That's very good. And we got a few 2s here and there. 3. Some pretty decent starting spots for some unlikely contenders, but some of the other ones falling back into the form of what you would normally see from them, i.e. sticking Carpile. So it's pretty odd for them. We'll see how Carl Recco goes in their new car. Let's see how bottom 12 go. And now we have the back of the pack. We are seeing a lot of Jokers today, surprisingly. Donald McSplatch and John both draw a Joker, which is nice for them. Mark Martin not doing well at all. Harry Hoon, I believe, that card there, the 8 of clubs, is going to lock him into last place. That's not good at all for Harry Hoon, but at least he's made it. We see Guile with a queen. Jack under Demarius or Julian. I can actually believe I could see that actually does say Demarius, which is nice. Julius Harris Sr. with the 7 of hearts. That's going to start him towards the back of the field as well. Further back than what he already is, which is not good. Bear Mackay also further out towards the back with that 5 of clubs, but he's ahead of Mark Martin. Alrighty. I believe we are just about ready. I'm taking a look at this timer right now. We're just about ready to pull up our field. Here we go. And there is our field. Jimbo Rockford on the pole. Harry Hoon starts in last place. Tyler Bloodfish in second. Tony Clayman in third. Believe fourth place, that is Tom Tucker for Sigma Racing. Thank you, Victor. Gator McCluskey in fifth. And then in sixth, leading our sixth segment, that is Tristan Racewellski. Take a look at all of your drivers that are there. It's a very obscure field for these guys. And I would like to thank everyone who has ever supported me as we finally get this season underway. I now got to get filming for the race underway. I need to get this video posted ASAP because I want to get racing filmed tomorrow as of recording this. So I hope it goes very well. Congratulations to all the guys that made it. Congratulations to Jimbo for qualifying on the pole. That is good for him. And yeah, that's a lot of surprise DNQs, so we'll see how this season goes. I'll need to find a thing like Excel for our points sheet, because I want it to be more accurate compared to the kerfuffle I had at last season for who actually got last place in points. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.